see my brother play high school football. So it was fun being on the bye week.
Did you get to help coach at the end of practice last week?
Oh yeah, I did the first practice. Just make sure the guys, we just went back to fundamentals, back to spring ball stuff. So it was fun.
Do you have any bumps and bruises you needed to get healed up over the break, or?
Not for real. Just make sure my body's feeling good. I just got in a cold tub, hot tub, just make sure I was straight. But I wasn't nothing serious.
Imagine every year, kind of dependent on how things are going, kind of dictates what a bye week looks like. What did this team need out of this week?
Out of the bye week or this week?
The bye week.
So this week going into it.
Sure.
Just making sure that we're back on point. Coach Harbaugh said the worst weeks in the season are before the bye week and coming out of the bye week. So coming out of the bye week, that's what teams lose focus on what's going on. They lose momentum. We just got to maintain the momentum that we have right now. Just keep going with it, not slacking off or anything.
You found, since assuming Jordan first came back, teams kind of tried to stay away from him and threw the ball your way a lot. Have you found that's starting to trickle away a little bit? Are people respecting you a bit more?
I guess I guess teams play the same way. They still try to challenge both of us. I don't think any team would not challenge any corner. And especially if they have the best receiver. You gotta have at least two guys that's gonna play. So I don't think they try to stay away from it. But throughout the game, something happens, interception or something, they kind of get away from it. But I expect them not to. Things happen.
What kind of role did Jordan Lewis have, among the secondary, kind of as a de facto coach when he was injured? What did he teach you personally?
Just making sure that we were focused, throughout practice, throughout the game, not losing focus, when we're not on the field. Just make sure we keep our teammates, together. Things happen, make sure everybody's together and stuff like that.
In your mind, what's the key to keeping up in the second half of the season, the kind of play that this defense showed in the first half?
The focus, focus every week that we've had. We focus throughout the whole week, all of our weeks that we've had. So just make sure that we keep our focus, maintain our discipline, make sure we stay out of trouble, things like that, just the simple things.
And Glasgow said last week that he sees no reason this team can't win a Big Ten championship. Is it a confident team right now?
Oh yeah, of course. We're very confident. We believe in everyone on our team, so when you believe in everyone on your team, and the confidence is high.
Janie, do you think that defensive players get a raw deal in Heisman Trophy consideration?
I think so. The only defensive player is Charles Woodson. He had to play offense a little bit too to get it. So yeah, I think to be able to get in that conversation, you got to be able to call plays. But I think Jabril's on that list, right? So he plays offense. So hopefully he gets it. Be two at Michigan. But I think it's just being able to just be versatile. That's it.
Does he ever do anything that kind of causes your jaw to drop?
A lot of things, in practice, jumping over people, just doing crazy things, his dances and stuff like that. But it's normal thing. We've seen it since he's been here, so it's nothing new to us. Teams see it, and it's crazy. So.
Was there something like maybe when you first were around him and he did something kind of freakishly athletic or something, and you were like, okay.
Yeah, just the closing speed that he has is it's different than I've seen from any player. He gets beat, he doesn't worry because he can quickly catch up to anybody. So, his speed, his quickness is outstanding.
What is going to be the biggest difference in this team between the first half and the second half?
I don't think it shouldn't be any difference. I think we should take, each week and each, part of the season the same as always, I don't think it should be like us getting more focused now than we were then because, I feel like we were focused then, so I feel like the focus and the preparation should be the same throughout the whole season.
Do you feel like
keeping that momentum, did you see a noticeable difference week by week over the course of whatever that was, 16 or so?
Yeah, throughout every game, I've seen our team's getting better. Our defense, our offense, offense has made tremendous strides. Getting better. Our defense has too. Just seeing the whole team come together is helpful for this team.
do you feel like the bye week was well timed at all?
I feel like it was. It's just time to collect yourselves. A lot of people on this team, it's really just to go home, see your family. So I think it was perfect timing. It could have been before or after. It doesn't really matter, but I felt like it was good for us though.
Do you think it was a good time to reflect on the first half of the season?
Yeah. Just seeing what we did, what we accomplished, what we can do better. It's a good split, having it half the season and half instead of first game and then bye week. So I think that was good for us.
Don Brown was pretty fired up after the Colorado game about deep balls. What has changed since then to shut that down?
Just playing technique. A lot of those deep balls that Colorado had, our technique was bad. Just making sure that we maintain our technique, focus. Knowing the scheme, knowing who helps, just knowing just everything that's on the field.
Kenny, what did you do specifically to prepare for this season?
The same thing I did, going into my junior year, just having more focus, trying to, I guess, increase my abilities in different ways that I haven't before, studying the playbook more, just things like that, just simple things that could help me throughout my whole career, just trying to get better.